Is Crystal there with you right now?
Yeah, she is.
Uh-oh. Come on, Crystal.
Hi, we're not. I guess.
We're not live yet, but we are in about 30. Oh, there we go. We go live. Okay, we're live. We're gonna sneak in Crystal somehow on the show. She'll pipe in.
She'll probably have a lot to say about the expenses. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'll know if you say something wrong and I just see a fist come smack you on the side of the head through the. Be like, oh, okay. Well, let's talk to Crystal about that later.
That will come. That will come flying for sure.
Cool. All right.
Don't ask about any hidden expenses because there's a few.
Yeah. No. We don't want to expose any of that stuff. Okay, I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1. I'm going to go silent for about 10 seconds, and then we'll get rolling.
All right.
3, 2, 1. Hey everybody! It is just after 6:30 on a Tuesday night. It's 10:20 in the morning Filipino time. Just so we're clear, it is 6:20 in the evening on Tuesday in California, and we've got Angelo and off screen is Crystal hiding away from the camera, sitting in their rig in the middle of a Costco run, sitting down for an interview with us tonight. How are you doing, man?
Pretty good. How about you guys?
Good. So there was a little bit of confusion for some reason. I don't know what happened when we scheduled this, but Google Calendar thought that we were all going to be in the Philippines for
you
some
scheduled
reason.
it. That's probably what the problem was.
That's probably 100% my fault. It's the equivalent of a turnaround. It's the equivalent of a U-turn on one of our trips. So my fault for that, I'm sure. So Angela, how are you doing, man? Are you? You said you're in San Diego?
We are in San Diego. We're in El Cajon City.
Okay.
The business and home base is all located in El Cajon. We recently moved from Chula Vista. It's just the house the space wasn't enough for the vehicles and for me to be able to do the work on the rigs and all that. And HOA is, you know what it is with HOA.
Oh yeah.
So with with 2 years that gone by, and when we dipped our toes into off-roading overlanding and being outdoors, we wanted more of that feel every day. So we sold our house and we moved to El Cajon, and we were able to find a property where it gives that, like, a view of you're being outdoor every day, wake up. So but yeah, so in that regard, it came in a good time as well.
Yeah, it's funny. San Diego, everybody, especially if you're not like a Southern California native, you think San Diego, you just think like the beach, right? Yeah. There are so many hills and mountains and avocado farms and ranches in that San Diego County area. It's gorgeous when you go inland from like San Diego beach area. I love it down there. How long have you been down in the San Diego area?
When did I get out? 2008. I got out in the military in 2008, and me and my wife had the option to either move to San Jose, Virginia, or here in San Diego, and we just stuck it out here, and we just enjoy it. I mean, San Diego has so much to offer, like I said, with the beach side, mountain side, and less traffic.
I think if you've already had that ingrained, like you're already in San Diego, just stay there and figure it out. You're already there. Try and make it happen, because I can't think of a better place that I would. And I'm a LA guy. Like I always think, I think of San Diego. I think of Padres. There's mommy.
Yeah. Your butler just delivered your food. I don't know how I get that service.
Usually there's a trap door, and I have to grab it.
I didn't see you ring. I didn't see you ring the bell to get your food delivered.
No. Like I said, there's a trap door over there. Yeah. It's like down. Hold on. It's like down there, and I have to try and run over.
Yeah.
She tries to play with me, but
so yeah.
anyhow,
for those
San Diego is amazing. If you could stay in San Diego, make it work for sure.
Yeah, and for those of you that are watching YouTube, usually Matt's in the studio with us, but he had a sniffle 2 weeks ago, and Jose and I said, "Stay the hell away from us because we're going to King of the Hammers in 2 weeks, and I don't want any what you got." So he stayed at home. Jose and I are healthy. We're good. We're so Matt's in his own quarantine world.
Last week, I was so worried about being contagious. I didn't even want you to virtually get sick. So it was like, I'll just stay away, even through the internet. Yeah. I don't want you guys.
We don't know how viruses work. So you got out of the military and stayed in San Diego. Good choice.
Some would say probably the best choice.
Yeah, best choice. So how did the off-roading overlanding thing, when did that come in? Was that something you've done in the past, or was that after you got out of the military?
Oh, I am a very infancy stage of overlanding overall. This was all due to COVID, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I bought a Tundra back in 2019. And the way I was setting that up was the rubber thin tires and the 6-inch lift was the way I was going. One of my buddies who has a Jeep is like, "Hey, let's go take that truck out up in the trails in Otay and Otay Mountain." I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And I was all cocky and like, "Yeah, it will handle. Yeah, surely enough, I was falling behind. I was feeling every single pebble out of those rubber band tires. And and that started everything. I was like, all right, change this setup, change that setup, and then we'll just go try it. And then he said, all right, next time let's go camping. And me and my wife we both enjoyed doing it, and it stemmed from there. She enjoys it as much as I do. At one point, we were out on the trails, and I told her, she's like, "Hey, hop on the driver's seat, and I'll try to guide you, so we can get out of this," because we were just me and her. And she started driving it, and she ended up liking it. And after that run, she's like, "I want my own rig now as well."
Nice. Nice. I think the next interview is with Crystal. We're gonna wait till you're not in the car, and we'll just have a conversation with Crystal.
Did he say? I'm sorry if I missed it, but what was the rig that he took initially?
Tundra.
The Tundra. Okay.
Yeah. So do you still have that Tundra?
I still have that Tundra. The Tundra serves now as the vehicle, as the guide vehicle as well, and our personal vehicle when we go out overlanding. It has gone through different variations and different rooftop tents. The thing is, we travel or we go out with our 2 bulldogs, so we built our setup how we can accommodate them.
Yeah.
Accommodate ourselves.
Yeah, you got to accommodate the dogs. I understand that. Like I say in my house, the only things that are permanent in my house is my daughter and my 2 dogs. Me and everything else is ready to be exchanged. If they sold new dads at Home Goods, I'm pretty sure Tammy would have traded me in a while ago. So you start with the Tundra and you go overlanding. You do your thing. Does Crystal have a rig now?
She had a 4Runner, 2013 4Runner was a 2-wheel drive, so that wasn't gonna cut it. So I ended up selling it to Carvana. With money I got out of it, I ended up buying her a 2000 LX 470.
Oh, nice.
And that's what I built next. Put together. And that's the one that we've been. Every time we go out, we take both rigs out, and she has one of the dog, and I have one of the dogs, and we just go out there and go duo.
Yeah, well, my brother and his wife do the same thing, and she wants to be behind the driver's wheel as much as he does. So every time we go, they've got 2 rigs, and based on the amount of crap they bring with them, they need both rigs to get there. Rigs. So no dogs included, just my 15-year-old behemoth nephew. They fill up both of those vehicles. Are you with the overlanding? Are you guys like packing these things in, or have you gotten to a point where you've got a pretty good system?
We are. The Tundra is more of the most equipped one or overall complete. Um, Her Land Cruiser now becomes a client car,
Okay.
and our other brown LX 470, which I just got done trying to put together today, and I have a 99 Land Cruiser, which is a little bit more built than her LX, so she owns this one now.
Mm.
And yeah, so but all of the 100 series vehicles are used for clients.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's an awesome picture on your Instagram of the fleet you guys have. So
Oh, yeah.
starting from right to left, there's a 60 series Land Cruiser. There's two LX 470s that are kitted out. They're lifted, big tires and bumpers. Then he has the Tundra that's massive. The Tundra is like 10 feet over everything. And then they have another LX 470 that looks relatively stock. And then in the corner they have an FJ80, an 80 series. That one looks pretty stock as well. That's a pretty solid lineup.
Yeah. So, well, before we get to the fleet, you've mentioned the word client twice now. So when
What
you
do
say
you guys
client,
do?
yeah. So you talk about. I now know what AKORT stands for. If you want to find out where if you want to find them, you can find them on Instagram. It's AKORT, which is AKORT _overlandcamping. When you say clients, who are your clients and what are you doing?
We service like a first timer or anybody who wants to dip their toes into overlanding, or a guy who's in the fence of wanting to try it out first and go from there, or if they're in the fence of buying a rig or how to go with it, then we can provide that kind of experience. Or per se, an out of towner who wants to see the trails in San Diego instead of being stuck in the concrete jungle downtown, then we can cater to them. Our style of the style that we offer is we have daily tours as well, which is mainly on Otay Mountain Truck Trail. It has a lot of offshoots, so it starts from maybe for the fire access road. It's just just that, and then there's a beginner, then there's intermediate, and then there's the introduction to 4x4. So with that said, it goes a little bit more technical as far as the course goes. And then for overnight stays, that's a fully catered one that goes out to Anza Borrego.
Oh, nice.
So, Jose, that sounds like you finally have an opportunity with the beginners to bring out your frontier. Finally, maybe
ease it in.
Yeah, maybe he can get you out there to
I want to go back and talk about the fact that 2019, you buy a Tundra.
Yeah.
And here we are, January of 2022.
You have a
full
fleet
of vehicles. Like, holy crap, dude! Like, that is impressive and scary at the same time, because I don't want you, like, whatever you get into next, I feel bad for Crystal, because she's like, we have to buy all of this stuff like right now. Like, she knows she's sitting here. She's like, this is gonna. Wait a minute, we have one vehicle. Why do we need 7 vehicles? I don't understand. Tell me. First of all, I want to know 2 things. I want to know, one, how did you tell her that this is what you were going to do? And 2, how did you convince her to let you do it? Like, we all need to know.
Well, happy wife, happy life. But
I mean, you bought another house for this.
Yes. I'm like, babe, I'd like to get a new computer. And she's like, you just got a computer 5 years ago. Angelo's over there going, hey, honey, we need 18 cars.
We need to sell the house.
Let's go get 18 cars in a new house. That is insane.
She enjoys it as much as I do. If I was the only thing before I got into overlanding, or before we got into overlanding, I was doing triathlon events.
Okay.
Not
me too. I did several, and then I woke up and never ever would I ever think about doing a triathlon event.
So I was doing Ironman events, and then it just dawned on me that it's all me, and I'm always being the one driving. I'm always the ones, having the good time or even the bad time or hard time. And it's just, I got fed up with it, and I just wanted something for me and her to enjoy. And overlanding, camping, off-roading, whatever the case may be that deals with this, building it or putting it together, she's enjoying it as well. And I'd rather go that route.
Mm-hmm.
If us both happy, then if we can progress that even better, and if we can share it to other people, then we will just keep on doing it.
Yeah, and that's super cool. I mean, it's there's so many things in the world you could do as your hobby, right? And all of us at one point did things, and for a while I did a lot of motorcycle riding. But to your point, it's just me and a bike. Often
that was a great comment there. All of us at one point do things.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like
beautiful.
The evolution of your hobbies, jackass, is that sometimes you change because
you didn't say evolution of hobbies. You said we all do things.
I like to breathe every now and then.
Look, I'm not good.
I'm
not very good at this.
For the backup.
I am not very good at this, as you guys will hear later when we go through some of our recent YouTube comments. That clearly I need to find something else to do as a hobby. But I mean, the evolution of that and finding something that you guys can do together, that's very inspiring. Like, it's off-roading and overlanding is very family oriented. You can get out there with your family. You can share it with dogs and wives and kids and husbands and everybody else. And I think it's cool that you saw it, made that shift, and then thought you were doing an Ironman of vehicle owning and went out and tried to get. You don't get one of those 26 stickers on the back of your car just for buying 26 vehicles. It's not like he's gonna have that 13 on the back of his truck, and it's not the half marathon. That's how many vehicles.
That's how many trucks he has.
Yeah.
No.
So I mean, there's a lot of components to unpack here. Is like the first acquiring the fleet, and to Jose's point, it sounds like you've got a really awesome fleet. How are you choosing these vehicles?
Just a lot of downtime sometimes.
Surfing Craigslist.
Yeah, surfing Craigslist.
Every time you sit on your throne doing your morning whatever, I just browse through, and most of what I have is either from Craigslist, OfferUp.
Okay.
Hardly I buy anything that's direct, except for like the Ironman 4x4 bumpers and the suspension. That's something that you have to buy new, and you can't, but most of the stuff that I've found is all secondhand use.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot to be said for that. I mean, there's a whole marketplace of things that you can outfit your rig and gear you can get secondhand. Let somebody else take the hit off the initial purchase.
Yeah.
When you were outfitting these trucks, did you have a certain criteria, or do you have a certain direction you wanted to go?
If it was only for the Tundra, I would go with the top of the line.
Yeah.
But with the sudden shift of owning that many vehicles, I have to balance everything out and spread the kind of thing. So even if I wanted to go like per se with the Tundra, I had the opportunity to buy King shocks, but I couldn't justify buying that much, and then the other rigs are gonna suffer and not gonna be able to perform equivalent to kind of.
Yeah.
Not top performing, but at least somewhere in the middle to where it can also ride the trails, or so to speak.
And for what you're doing with those rigs, it's about endurance and capability, and not
being there first.
High speed performance.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, with that said, it's like I will not. It's not that I'm downing any company, but Ironman 4x4 suspension has been really great, and reasonable price. They have the 25% discount, so I used that one.
Yes,
No,
take
for
it.
sure.
So we're huge fans of Ironman, and we'll talk about that again next week. Huge fans of Ironman off 4x4 products, and
if you said anything negative about Ironman, we were going to have to mute you or edit this part.
The phone cut out. He said he only had 42% battery life.
I think his internet's bad in San Diego. You know how it is.
Apparently, there's no Wi-Fi at Costco.
Before I was shopping around for the suspension for the Tundra, I was looking into Ironman 4x4, but the lift came in first. So Ironman 4x4 didn't have any offerings that's a 6-inch suspension. So I went with rough country. And it's been doing great so far. No complaints. But as far as all the 100 series, they're all equipped with Ironman 4x4.
And for your Toyota products, those Ironman 4x4, that's their bread and butter. You can't go tried and true Australian Outback. You're not going to go wrong with that. So you go acquire all these vehicles, and then you spend a lot of time putting them together, obviously trying to get everything equipped. And then how are you reaching out to people in the community to start getting these events put together and the rentals and all that? Like how's on the business side, how's that going, and what's your primary mode of reaching out to customers?
And please don't put any pressure on us to provide that advertising or whatever for your.
You know what, Matt?
Hard enough.
Matt, your camera is off because you're sitting there eating whatever the hell food my sister brought you. Until your camera comes back on, you're on timeout. I don't want to hear you.
You should be a detective.
Casey's still on timeout because he was late. So I'm going to turn his microphone off too. So Angelo, like, how are you reaching out to customers and getting the ball rolling?
Now we are only at Instagram. Right now we're just trying to reach out to friends, if they want to try out and dip their toes into off-roading or overlanding. But there is one person that I have to mention, and I owe this guy a whole lot, and he's Camp Dads. His name is Jeremy. He's actually one of the original guys, I think, that does off-roading tours here in San Diego.
Okay.
We met each other. No, we trailed together when we went to Baja for Camp 4 Low. And Camp 4 Low, Matt and Jeremy, we ended up seeing each other at the bar in San Francisco. And that's when the idea came out. So we're like, okay, might as well take the opportunity to talk to these guys and pick their brains out and see how things are with their. I have these vehicles already, might as well put them to use as well, and that's how it came about as well. The business side, Jeremy Camp Dads, he is transitioning or moving his business to South Carolina, I believe, his operations. Now, he has a website. He's a web developer. He has a website that he built similar to what he's using for his bookings now. And I invited him one time for coffee at the house, and we got to talk, and I would say it's a gift, actually. It's a blessing, it's a gift. And this was before Christmas when I invited him up there, and he said that he's handing over his other website for me to continue on with the business.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly. It couldn't come in a better time too.
Yeah, that is really awesome.
Just a cost for having a website to allow you to get for bookings and all that. Imagine the cost on that one and clientele. So now we're both doing transition. We actually just did a transition run this past Sunday to where he's showing me the routes that he's taking his clients. And whatever clients he have left from now till March, he's passing it on to me.
Oh, wow.
And
that's awesome.
Yep.
That's including the website that he developed.
That's very cool, Jeremy. That's, I mean, it doesn't surprise me. This kind of community, we talk about it a lot, where everybody wants to help everybody, and there's always enough room for everybody in this space. And I think that's pretty awesome. That someone's willing to do that, and hopefully when he gets to South Carolina, he's able to, pick it up and do whatever he's going to do up there.
Yeah.
So how does that? What's the plan with that? Like, how does that work? So people can book, and they can either follow you guys on tours, or they can rent your vehicles and you'll take them. Like, walk me through kind of all the different options if I was a customer.
So for, let's say you're a beginner, right?
More than you know.
You beat me to it. He is.
No, let's say
or a Ford owner.
let's say for a beginner, it's like you reached out and like, hey, I want to try out off-roading or overlanding, and so I can get some direction on how to go about with my build or what gear can I, use. So we're more than welcome to guide them through whichever or however they want to spend their money on. What else?
It's basically just renting it out
Renting it
and
out.
if
So
they don't have a rig, then
she has a lot to say.
See, I know.
Yeah.
See, Crystal, we're gonna have to redo this with just Crystal, and so I can see how the business works. So if someone's got a broken down Jeep, as an example, in Phoenix, Arizona, and they wanted to come out to San Diego to go wheeling,
They could call you.
They could call you, come out, get one of the vehicles, and then either go on a ride with you or just take it out for the night.
Let's just say his name is Tim.
Let's just say you know somebody
if
named
said
Tim.
person with a broken down Jeep
Let's say you
does
know
in
somebody
fact
named
contact
Tim.
you do not answer the call.
Yeah, don't answer.
Yeah, if you know someone that, yeah, exactly. If someone named Tim calls you and says, I want to rent your vehicles, say no. Just absolutely say no.
You're
Your
all booked up.
insurance does not cover it.
Just to be safe, all Tims.
Yes,
All Tims.
just in case it's this one Tim, because he will wreck.
He will destroy your car.
He's even in the chat room right now and says, "Don't let me take your vehicle anywhere." He knows he will break it. But anyways, like someone can come down, pick up a vehicle, and go explore for the night and bring it back, right?
No, we guide them through.
Okay.
the trip.
Okay. Very cool.
So, yeah, I use my Tundra or whichever vehicle that's available, depending on how many is booked. If all vehicles are, all 300 series are booked, then I have to use my Tundra. But if there's only 2 bookings or 1 booking, I'll use.
Now, on the guided.
So yeah, that's where the guided part comes in. They have their own vehicle because depending on how many is in their group. So if there's 4 or 5 of them, max per vehicle is 4 to 5. So guide them through. They sit in the vehicle, they drive it, and we just guide them through the trails.
But when they come to you, are they the ones driving one of the vehicles, or do you guys have a certain?
No. That's the fun part of it. You get to sit and drive the vehicle.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so you guide them, but they drive one of your trucks through the trail you guys lead them on. Okay. Nice.
That is very cool. And so are you? So it sounds like you've been putting together your own trail runs and different routes, and now you're expanding that with the help of Jeremy. So are you like putting together these maps and determining where you're going to take these people when they book?
Right now, as far as the daily tours, we're just going to focus on one part of San Diego, which is Otay Truck Trail.
Yeah.
And the weekdays, and then on the weekends, that's when our offering for the 2 days, 1 night trip to Anza Borrego.
Okay.
And we're staying local for now until, like I said, we're still in the infancy stage of the business. So once we get everything dialed in and see how and what needs to get addressed, then that's when we're going to go further on with probably doing tours in Arizona or Utah, or some maybe tag along with our friend at Camp Fort Low in Baja.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's great. And from San Diego, from where you guys are at, Ocotillo Wells, Borrego Springs, you could spend a lifetime out there just tooling around and having fun. I mean, you don't ever have to go beyond that. Just as a point, we've been down there. Our group has been down there, I don't know, a half a dozen times. And every time we've said we're going to go to Superstition Mountain, we still haven't made it. We still haven't gotten to Superstition Mountain yet because we always end up going some different direction.
We live here and we haven't even explored the entirety of Anza Borrego.
Yeah, it's very big and very fun.
Yep. So, but as for a clientele base, then we're just going to try to hit the popular spots. Let's say on the first day, we leave Saturday, 8:00. Then we probably hit Fonts Point first and then hit the sculptures. Mm-hmm. And then we drive to Fish Creek and then we camp. And from Fish Creek, that's where we extend our maybe mud caves or with Sandstone Canyon, and and then head back Sunday by 5 p.m. So that's your 2-day 1-night trip for Anza Borrego.
That sounds like a really good trip. We've done pretty much that same route.
We've done it.
It was that same year. It was so cold. Matt left because he said his CPAP wasn't working, but he just was cold.
Yeah,
he didn't
he
want to
was
spend
cold.
the night.
And to be honest, you guys didn't want me to spend the night.
The tours. Are you doing one person at a time? Is it 3 people? Does it matter? I mean, can a group book up all the vehicles?
Yes, the group can. If it's, let's say, a boss who wants to take his crew out for, as long as they're all willing to sleep next to each other, because it's going to be under top 10.
It's a team building.
Yes.
They get up there, and inside the cabin, there's 2 more. So if they are all comfortable with shacking up with each other, then it's not a problem. But that's what is overland camping is all about.
Yeah.
You know?
Snuggling.
It's a snuggle fest. It's a snuggle fest. Yeah. Especially when it's cold.
Trust falls.
So what's the total number of vehicles in the fleet right now?
For use,
yes, not counting your Tundra.
Functional.
Yeah, 3. 3 is
Okay.
Yeah, and they're all equipped pretty much the same. Well, I'm changing them now to be all the same, because before her LX, the wife's LX, was a single sleeper and with a pull-out kitchen. So I have to change all that now to have pull-out drawers and where
The back seat again.
Fall down, and you can just put an air mattress or to sleep 2 more people.
Okay.
Since it's a fully catered, then the Tundra carries most of the gears for cooking, the fridge, and all that stuff.
Okay. So,
But it's also equipped with its own cookingware, stove, fridge, just in case the client wants to cook their own food.
Yeah.
That's there for them to use as well.
that's very cool. And you said that you're doing it during the week and on the weekends.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Weekend.
So it's not. I mean, if someone wants to take the time off during the week and not, be in the hustle and bustle of people out there on the weekend, that's a cool option.
Yes.
What's the next? Like, I want to say, I'm afraid to ask what's next because he's gonna say, well, we're gonna buy 68 more vehicles, and then next the AKORT helicopter tours because I'm getting my pilot's license, and then AKORT submarine rides. Like, you're gonna be like out of control in 2 years.
Like other business, it has to endure the first 5 years as well.
Yeah.
We're hoping that the business does well. Since we're still in the infancy and we're still on the figuring out stage. But I am looking to acquire maybe 2 more 100 series just to use for the daily trips.
Okay.
With the 100 series that I have now with all the gears, and if I'm just going to use it for daily runs, depending on how many bookings we get for the day or for the week, on the weekday, then it takes a lot of toll.
Yeah.
All that weight on there. So that's the next step.
So more vehicles.
Yeah, more vehicles.
Man, I gotta figure out how that works. This is insane.
More frontiers.
Yeah, more frontiers.
You can get 3 of them for the price of one of those 100 series.
Yeah, the whole Nissan fleet.
Yeah.
That's funny. The bookings, have you already made the transition to where the new site is accepting bookings for you guys?
We're going to be working with that hopefully before the end of the week. This last outing Sunday when I went out with Jeremy, that's what we were talking about and planning to where we transition how the payment goes in, the booking goes in, and all that stuff, and edit the offerings that he has on there to how we're gonna offer it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm sure there's a lot of that back end nuance that you have to figure all out because with those websites, if you have like one link that's wrong, like payments will go in the wrong place,
for sure.
And
especially since it was built from the ground up.
Yeah,
it's
and
all custom. It's not.
Someone's gonna book a trip and they're like, I'll see you at 10:20 Filipino time, because that's what happens apparently. Apparently, your entire site is set up for Philippine Standard Time, because someone made a comment in here about me giving Casey a hard time about being late, and they were saying it's my fault because the show was late, and I'm gonna say no, it wasn't. I booked this at 6:20 America time. Like, I would think that San Diego would be a really good place for what
there's like 3 different America times though, right?
Yeah. I mean, but we were talking about it.
Yeah, I was
on the other side of Vegas. It don't matter. Nobody cares. I would think San Diego is a great spot for that because, like we talked about earlier, there's all those hills and areas, but then there's the concrete jungle of San Diego itself, and I would assume there's a lot of people in that concrete jungle that have never ventured out. Are you finding that your bookings are coming from locals in San Diego, or are they coming from other places?
Well, the clients that Jeremy's passing on are most out-of-towners.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we're going to try to dip into that market. Once we have everything rolling smoothly, then we're probably going to reach out to other like hotels and see if they want us to be a part of what they offer there, or maybe if we can even get some flyers done and put it on those, those shelves that when you see those all tours or whatever adventure. Try it. So we're looking into those as well.
That's very cool. Yeah, and sure, there's also most metropolitan areas have a tourism board called Visit something, like Visit Anaheim, Visit San Diego. Those tourism boards are always looking for partners for these kinds of things. Find out who Visit San Diego is, and you can connect with those people, and they'll sometimes will help promote the business because they want to bring people into the area.
And part of the website that Jeremy developed, it's also linked together with TripAdvisor.
Oh, cool.
Oh, nice.
That's why I said most of the bookings are coming from out of town because they're looking into those. And then the other clients that he's passing on to me are that book directly to him. So hopefully with that we can gain some momentum and get more out there. And like I said, this is a very, very good opportunity for us. And thank you for inviting me and Crystal.
No, wait, hold on. We didn't invite Crystal. She's just hanging out. Like if she's not on film, she's not invited. So one of our buddies that's in the San Diego area, he's asking if you're doing Coral Canyon, or is that Corral Canyon? Corral. Coral Canyon.
That's Corral Canyon.
Right now, it's not part of it yet, but most likely it will. Just like how Palomar Observatory, it will be part of it. So it's just right now where we're situated at in El Cajon. It's really, really close to Otay Mountain, and we're probably an hour away from Anza Borrego.
Okay.
So right now we're concentrating on that, and then, like I said, once we figure out and dial things down with the cost and all that, then we'll start to include other parts of San Diego.
Yeah, and I think there's plenty to explore, like we talked about earlier.
Corral. Weren't you the VP of like a prominent refrigeration company?
What does that have to do with my ability to spell it? I thought it was Coral Canyon, but it was spelled in the chat room Corral Canyon, and that's why I was confused.
Right. Weren't you the VP of a prominent refrigeration company?
I was. Not anymore. I am unemployed.
Makes sense. Now you're making sense.
Because I couldn't spell corral, I guess.
That was the test. And you
that
failed.
was the test.
So right.
I really like this. I think this is a great opportunity for, like you said, for people that are just trying to, dip their toe into the off-roading, overlanding world and get in a feel for what it's like, or even someone that, I can imagine someone that's been off-roading in the Midwest and they're coming out to San Diego for some family vacation or a work trip or whatever, and they want to squeeze in some time in the hills. This is a great opportunity to do that.
Yeah, and like I said, we're open to any forms of who wants to get their feet wet onto overlanding or off-roading. If it's like a party of I wouldn't say this, but a group of girls who wants to go off-roading instead of clubbing, or a group of guys who just wants to get out on the trail too, that's who we welcome, you know.
Yeah. I'm not.
You hear that, guys? We can go do that instead of clubbing.
Yes. Hey, boys, we have something to do. We're not. Yeah, we're gonna leave that alone for the.
I was gonna go to the club tonight, but I think I'll go off-roading.
Yeah. That look. I think you guys. First of all, I'm super impressed with the fact that you're still married after buying all these vehicles, and that you dove into this at a couple years ago, and you've gone this far down the road. That's a level of commitment to something that is pretty impressive, and I'm really excited to see where you're taking this next, and watching you grow. So definitely keep us up to speed on what's going and what's new in your world, because I'm interested to see as you expand. First of all, I've not wheeled San Diego very much. I've been down, there's like a Coyote Canyon or something down there I went and did, but I don't have a lot of experience down there. So maybe we'll need to hire him to show us someplace, and then I won't have to be responsible for making all the U-turns.
Oh boy. All right. My battery went 10%.
Oh,
but
10%. All right. So we knew that going into this, that your battery was going to die soon. So, and since Crystal's not going to use her phone to join the call,
she hasn't downloaded the app. So,
no, I think this is great, man. I definitely keep us up to speed as to what's going on. And for anybody that's interested in booking, go to AKORT, AKORT _overlandcamping. If you're going to be down in the San Diego area, it's a great opportunity to experience not only the area and the hobby, but some of these 100 Series Land Cruisers and how many people have looked at those vehicles and thought, I want to try one. Yep. Here's your opportunity, right? Go rent one and go wheeling with these guys for the day.
Yes, and do follow at Camp Dads. The website that he's passing along to me is San Diego 4x4.com.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
That's the name of the website right now, and that's the one that we're going to be using for the booking. Once we everything's blocked out right now as far as booking on that website, but once we find out all the details and start editing the website, then we'll open up the bookings.
Very cool. Keep us up to date what's going on, and for everybody, please go to San Diego 4x4.com, and again, AKORT _overlandcamping for on their Instagram, and follow them. Well, hey man, look, so before your battery dies, we will we'll end the show here. I'll follow up with an email with you with all the details, and this will be posted on Thursday, and we'll go from there. But it was super cool to talk to you guys. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And you guys have a great night. You can go to Costco now. Sorry that we interrupted your Costco night.
We need to do gas up on all the vehicles. So.
Oh, you're using Costco gas? No, you're off the show. No. I had Costco gas. It was sent by Darth Vader to destroy the world. It is. I hate Costco gas.
Just to end the interview, dude. Just let him go.
All right, I'm gonna let you go. I can't talk to Costco gas people anymore, man. All right, bro. You have a great night. We'll talk to you later. Bye, Crystal.
See you.
All right. That was cool.
All right.
All right. Thanks, man. We'll edit this together, and I'll send you an email with all the details, and we'll get this posted on Thursday. I'll send you some social media stuff to promote, and we'll promote it on our side and try to drive as much as we can to the interview and try to get you some more traffic.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate the opportunity.
No worries, man. We love hearing it. I'm sure we'll catch up soon sometime in San Diego. I want to go down there and hang out.
Sounds good to me.
All right, dude. I'll talk to you later.
Have a good night.
Bye.
You too. Thanks.
All right, super cool. All right, so I don't know what's going on tonight with Casey deciding to go to the grocery. Oh, hold on. 3, 2, 1. So I don't know. It's Tuesday night. It's not like we've never recorded on Tuesday night before. And Casey sends a text message. I'm going to be late. There's a long line at the grocery store.
Well, we worked a little bit late, and then I was like, "Fuck! I forgot I have to stop at the store and get some waters." And everybody's there.
Waters.
Everybody is there.
They have this thing in your.
And then the lady in front of me.
American water out of your faucet.
Yeah.
It's you come drink the water in the mountains. It's like
you've never invited me.
That's where the water comes from.
Yeah, isn't the purest water up there?
No, because everybody from down there comes up here and shits in our water.
Oh, come on, dude. That's like so.
I think that's exactly how that works.
So I'm standing in line. The lady in front of me is pushing that 15 item max to the limit. And then she decides, I'm going to write a check. The young lady working the counter looks at it and goes,
I've never seen
what the fuck is that?
Dude, I remember,
so she has to walk 4 check stands down, get the manager to come over to show her how to process a check and explain what a check is.
I remember my mom writing checks at the grocery store to buy groceries.
Yeah. I was like, they still make those?
Yeah. We have a checkbook somewhere in the house. I don't know where it's at. And then Matt decides to eat dinner. Matt literally goes off camera to eat.
You should be thankful that I took the camera down. Instead of you guys watching me eat that hamburger.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what are you eating? Hot dogs?
Yeah.
That you got to pay for that. You got to pay to see that. I don't do that shit for free.
I don't.
Especially chili dogs. You got to pay.
Oh, wow.
That's a special night.
All right, so I told you guys earlier. Well, let's start off. Let's start off here, right? I think I got a treat for you guys. This is going to be fun. You guys ready? Strap in. We have a new comment on our YouTube.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to mute myself just in case.
Okay, so here's what I'd like to do. I would like to read through this one time with no commentary, and that way, Big One-ish, the person that left the comment, can get full attention of the comment that he made on the last YouTube stream. And then after reading it one time, we can all go through it little by little and make some comments, because I feel like there's going to be some feedback. So this came from Big One-ish. And
Big One-ish?
Big One-ish. I'm sure at some point one of his girlfriends said, yeah, it's big-ish, and he just ran with it. So here's what Big One-ish says.
Good enough for me.
The quality and relativity has plummeted since episode 100, declining in being a somewhat mediocre podcast to just not interesting anymore is a little sad. Trying to stay loyal is not an option anymore, especially after they're asking for money now to keep the show going. LOL GTFO. Cody, you need to be put in your place below the pedestal you've put yourself on. Matt, you're cool and somewhat relative. And Jose, you're wasting your time with these geezers in what you could accomplish. Sad to see this podcast go down. Fuck it. Peace.
I like his comment about me.
So clearly, he's a fan of Jose. But
who's not?
Who's not? Right? Agreed.
There's a lot of people actually. You'd be surprised.
Who's not?
Whatever happened to that guy from New Jersey?
We're not talking about your wife. Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
that's right,
I
dude.
forgot about the Jose Lover guy. Oh my God. So clearly, I need to.
He's in jail now.
Yeah, we gotta. So I gotta clear out the studio and make it the Jose show. So,
you know what? I guess if I were to take that, it's kind of, I don't want to say expected, but I get it. You know, I don't pay for the Patreon. Like it's not I'm not twisting your arm or whatever. I frankly, people that do, I'm very thankful. And I don't get it, but thank you. Like that's great, and it will help us in the future. Contribute to better content, hopefully.
Well,
but I mean, time will tell. As
but
far
to
as
be
whether
fair, but the Patreon. So let's acknowledge the Patreon thing first.
And I knew Jose was going to have the point because he and I have had multiple conversations about this exact thing. So go ahead, Jose.
Dude, we've been talking about this for well over a year, about even doing it, and then we're like, you know what? We're not gonna do it. Fuck it, we're not doing it because we don't want to take people's money because we do the show anyways.
And that's nothing's changed,
right?
You don't have to pay to get the show,
but
you don't.
It was never. We're gonna stop doing it if you don't pay.
And we don't do. A lot of shows will do these special content only if you pay. We don't do that. None of that has changed.
And then the trips that we go on, it's not like we lose money on those things, dude.
Yes.
Like what you pay for is because you're paying for like the shirt and the swag essentially.
Yes.
And just the carefree. Well, I don't know carefree, but just the convenience of just following along, right?
Yeah.
But the whole Patreon thing, there was enough people to where like, hey, we want to support the show, but there's no direct way to support the show.
Yeah.
So we're like, fuck it, we'll do the OnlyFans.
Yeah.
We'll do the Patreon.
We say fuck it a lot.
But again, nobody has to pay to get the show.
Nobody has to
That'll
pay.
never change. We will continue to do the show.
But I'd equate this to. It's kind of like from my personal, and maybe I'm way off, but it's kind of like when you're I don't want to say when you're a kid, but you have like your favorite band, and it's like a band. I'm wearing a band shirt tonight, matter of fact. And it's a band that you're so into that nobody knows about or whatever. And then they get popular all of a sudden or something. They do something that you're not they sold out.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I guess, maybe the equivalent, right? Like these guys are selling out. They're trying to, make money or whatever. And,
it is. I whatever. I'm not gonna, the Patreon thing. What I find interesting is that the show plummeted, and if we look at a plummet's not a slow decline.
Well, when you're at the bottom already,
plummet is a
quick drop off.
But we started the Patreon at the worst time.
So
we're down.
But he's saying it plummeted 2.5 years ago.
Yeah,
we're on episode 211. That was after 100. So he's listened to the last.
I'm not going to argue against it. You can make that argument.
He's been listening for 100 episodes, and he just came to this conclusion.
Now decided, like, I picture this as like somebody subscribed or he accidentally subscribed on his iPhone, and he's not sure how to get rid of it. So out of anger, he sends in this comment.
To Matt's point, we were apparently the Black Sabbath with Ozzy. And now we're the Black Sabbath with Dio.
Oh, okay.
When the switch happened,
come on, Black Sabbath still had some good songs with Dio.
No, they were fire with Dio. But I'm just saying, a lot of people jumped ship when Ozzy was gone, dude.
No, a better comparison is we were Van Halen, and then we became Van Hagar, dude. That's what happened. We're Van Hagar now, and Cody, you're Sammy Hagar, dude.
Yeah, you
are
Sammy Hagar.
All the features. I'm still the bass player. Jose's Eddie.
Yes,
Jose's Eddie Van Halen.
I'm dead in this equation.
So I would like to, of all of the character flaws that I have, and the list is long. There's a lot of things wrong with me as a person. I will be the first to admit that. A feeling of superiority over anybody is not one of them. That is not one of the character flaws that I think I possess. And if I ever come off that way, it's by accident. I don't see it, and I hope I'm correct on that. But I just felt the pedestal comment was kind of odd.
The whole thing was odd.
That is odd because if
the only thing that made somewhat sense is that he really likes Jose.
Nobody argues that.
Yeah, we get it. Okay, you're right. All right.
Yeah, thank God Jose's still on the show. What do we got to do? You don't see below the camera like what we got to do for Jose to keep him on the show every week. You know, things I got to do. I sit right next to him usually. Like it's all to make Jose happy, so he doesn't leave. But that is whatever. I mean, I wonder that this can't be. Other podcasts, like we're not the only one. Like we had just started our Patreon, but I believe our contemporaries they all do the same. Like they all have Patreons too, and I wonder if they get the same comments or similar things.
I'm sure.
But
yeah, Susan got me. That was me actually writing that.
I was gonna say my wife made a comment. Jose wrote that.
A pseudonym. What's the word I'm looking for?
Pseudonym.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Eventually it happens, right? We've gotten maybe three like you suck emails or messages in 211 episodes. I'll take those odds. I mean, I think what he's missing is we've been a mediocre podcast the entire time. Like it's not like I'm not sure where we plummeted to. It's never been any better than this. There's nothing we can do about that. But I mean, we've always said we welcome comments and big one-ish. I'm sure he had appreciate your input. I tried to look. He's got one subscriber and nothing on his channel. So I don't know what kind of content he creates and or puts out. But appreciate the feedback, and we will try to take that into account as we go forward.
As far as I know, I think any negative comments that we've received, or we usually talk about them. I don't think that it's like something we're trying to avoid or whatever. Yeah. So, all right, we can only endeavor to improve and get better.
Yeah.
It's not likely because this is pretty much the way. That's pretty much the way it is.
We're at 211 episodes, people. This pretty much is what it is.
This is it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
This is the golden years.
I'm not going to sprout wings and start doing stunts flying around and shit. Like, this is pretty much the way it goes.
So hold on.
Well, we don't know what's going to happen at the Hammers, Matt. You may be doing some stunts and stuff at the Hammers.
Betty White 17 in the chat room just says, I just discovered you guys recently, and I've been binging your podcast, and I can confirm that it hasn't changed. It's been mediocre the whole time.
You've been getting the same shitty podcast for 2.5 years.
You knew what you were
but
getting
consistency
after episode
is key.
100. Yeah.
Consistency is important.
That's I was totally surprised at the comment. I'm because it had nothing.
I don't think it's unexpected.
No.
I frankly I appreciate the honesty. Like, oh, okay, like it kind of I agree. Like, it's crazy to me that anybody would want to contribute to this podcast, let alone download it. Yeah. People want to listen to us. In a way, it's kind of like, wow, man, thank you for caring so much, I guess. And I'm sorry we let you down, or hopefully we'll get better.
And
thank you for continuing to listen after the plummet.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we'll work on getting priority one is getting Cody off the pedestal here.
Yes, I'll work on that right now. I'll get a shorter chair. There was a period of time, and we've all discussed this openly, where I felt, and I think you guys would agree, we're kind of mailing it in.
Yeah.
We didn't have the time and effort to put into this that we wanted to, and we sat down and had a meeting, and I really feel like since August or whatever that was, that we've really turned a corner. We've had interviews almost every week again for a couple months. We've got 3 more interviews scheduled already. Working on some more coming up. So that we're very conscious of the fact that we are.
I mean, the comment. We did talk about like month for months what I was gonna buy.
Yeah.
So he's probably in that section of shows.
No, because he commented on
you
this
guys,
YouTube
you guys
channel.
wanted to start a Patreon after you just talked about Jose, what he was going to buy for 3 months,
Again.
6 months,
Yeah,
a year.
Again, fully acknowledge that there have been periods of time in the show that we're just struggling to come up with content, and rightfully so. I mean, anybody that we lost during that time, hopefully they found us again.
Yeah.
Our goal is always to provide fun content. We're not always as funny as we think we are. I laugh at us. I think these guys are hilarious. So that's all subjective. But the goal is always to provide. We know that we take up 2 hours of your earhole time, and we want it to be enjoyable for you. I don't know. Anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Like I said, anytime we get
no, good. It's good that I don't want it to be all positive. Like I want to really know if this guy's serious. Like fine, we'll have to work on Cody. A little bit, get him a shorter stool.
I will be a better person. I will do my darndest.
Less Cody, more Jose. That's what he wants.
I think most people, including my wife, will agree with that.
Me and Jose. Me, Jose, and Casey, we'll start a conspiracy theory, alien. That's like a popular thing right now, where people just take conspiracy theories and like break them down, and it's like, dude, I'll crack on that stuff for 4 hours a night or whatever. There's so many stories that we could start that podcast, and then
Hammered After Dark, Matt.
Yeah, that'll take you down off of your pedestal.
Yes, it will.
Your pedestal, Cody, where you're oppressive. You're oppressive
ceramic throne.
You know what? I think what his comment, and not that I feel you need to be defended, Cody. Because I'd hate to do that. But you're the interviewer. You're like the Conan O'Brien or whatever, and I feel that's my role. Yeah, Cody O'Brien, and I'm like the sidekick on the couch that just kind of jabs once in a while and throws things in there. But you need to be the person that you are to drive the show. If it weren't for you to make sure that it flows appropriately, then what would we have? Just a bunch of just a mishmash of just giggles and
one-liners,
and fart noises and whatever,
inside jokes that nobody else gets.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
It would be the campfire, only just not around the campfire.
Yeah. You guys aren't drunk. You guys aren't drunk enough on Tuesday nights to do campfire.
Exactly.
Efficiently.
That can change though.
Yes. So.
Segue alert.
Segue alert.
Just going along with comments, we actually have our first review for 2022.
Nice. Okay, what does it say?
It's from
it's horrible.
It's from Big One-ish.
It's from Big Two-ish.
Wait, Big 2-inch? That's my name. That's my handle.
It's from Crawdad22, and it's titled "Feel the Power, Matthew," and it's a 5-star rating. And he says, "Welcome to the blue oval side. I like Matt a little bit more now."
Oh, no. No, see, Matt, you had to buy a Ford for us to get a review out of it, dude.
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. It only cost me $36,000.
Oh man, worth every penny.
And I've driven it one time to work thus far, but it was nice. It was that thing's like a highway runner, man. I jumped on the freeway the first time, like I got on the 15 and just started and I'm like, why is there's plenty of space. Why is everybody going so slow? I look down, 90. Like, oh shit.
You are an Explorer too. They probably think you're CHP.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Oh man.
You know what? Just as a side note, this just occurred to me when we're officially signing documents, and it's like they have the Ford app so you can start your car and all that crap on your phone or whatever, and you had to name your vehicle. Well, what Monty's like, what's the name? I'm all Dora. Duh.
Oh my God. That is horrible, dude, Matt.
The salesman was like, "Oh my God, you're the first person to do that." I'm like, "There's no way. Somebody has to come up with Dora the Explorer."
Oh
I'm
my
the first guy.
Oh,
yeah.
That is.
I am the first guy.
Catastrophic dad joke.
You can get off the call now.
Yeah, dude. That's worse than a Costco gas person right there. That is holy shit.
Look, just send your complaints to matt@trailchasers.net and, go ahead and send them to kick me off my dad pedestal. Send an email to Cody if you have to.
Yeah, your dad is
what a horrible dad joke that is.
Oh, that was so bad. But a segue alert. So speaking of getting shit-faced at campfire, we are now in the countdown, y'all. We are now
9 days out.
9 days out from Winter Expedition.
I'm thinking of bringing the Explorer to Hammertown just to put it in Jose's face.
That would be
two-wheel drive. Take that, Jose.
I'd be like, cool. I'll pull you out.
It's not all-wheel drive, man.
No, you
No,
know,
that shit was like another 10 grand, dude.
Oh, was it?
Tammy's
I mean, come on.
Tammy's Volvo is all-wheel drive, and it has off-road mode. I want to take that thing. I'm
Matt-
so bad.
Matt's Volva is all.
Someone needs to turn off Matt's mic tonight. It's bad. So 9 days away from Hammers. Okay. So what are you drinking? Voodoo what?
Voodoo Ranger.
Oh, okay.
Voodoo Ranger. This stuff's like 9%, and I've had 3, so
Oh,
I
okay.
feel extra.
So
My
you're-
dad jokes are flowing tonight.
So you're officially prepping for Hammers. So
Pre-gaming.
those of you that have registered, you will be getting some emails from me soon. Everything's finalized as far as registrations are concerned. There's been some conversations with a bunch of people about swag. I got confirmation today about our camping location. That's all dialed in. We are going to. It looks like Matt and I are going to be out there Wednesday night. The only thing that will change that is now the girls may come. So if the girls are coming, I probably won't go till Thursday morning. So the plan is Thursday morning we're going to meet at a specific location and all drive in. And then I'm also going to provide everybody the general coordinates of where our campsite's going to be, so that if you don't make the Thursday morning meetup, you can get there. Looking at the list of people that are on the registration, all of them know how to use GPS, so I don't think it'll be a problem of getting found. Let's see. The events are going to be Thursday is going to be kind of casual. It sounds like the Trail Chasers podcast, the Snail Trail podcast, Wheeling Wine and Whiskey podcast, Cruising to Camp podcast.
Yes.
All of those shows
We're gonna touch tips and
are
record.
we're gonna try to cross the streams
It's
and
gonna be like
meet up.
Podcast orgy.
Yeah, it's gonna be Pod Orgy 2022.
Orgy Pod 2022.
And so we've been in some conversations with them in the background. Jose coordinated that. So Thursday night,
I just don't know if any of that recording will ever see the light of day.
that's the thing, dude. It's gonna be. It would. Probably,
I can't guarantee anything. all
We
right?
need, like, you know how they do mic'd up in the NFL? We just need that. We just need recorders attached
but
to us.
then one of us needs to do bad lip syncing, bad lip reading on it, because those are better than mic'd up. Bad lip reading on YouTube is better than any mic'd up ever.
Yeah.
It's going to be like Matt mic'd up, NFL in the locker room. Are there any locker rooms?
No.
In Johnson Valley?
So
Hamilton?
that's that is Thursday. Friday, we are going to we have a trail run plan that will include the Integratron. We're going to swing by the Integratron. I'm trying to coordinate it so that we can
And
hit
Giant Rock too, yeah?
Yeah, Giant Rock, Integratron, and then a trail back around. It's probably going to be a full day of wheeling. So bring enough food, all that stuff. And then Saturday is going to be kind of a random, let's go to this obstacle, let's go to that obstacle, go see the races, a bunch of different places, and kind of, just going to go and have some fun.
Because we don't know the official route of the race.
Is it out? It's not out yet.
It's
is it?
public. Yeah.
Is it out already?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I think that we know that area well enough that we could find different spots to watch the race for like an hour or two at a time,
'Cause that's
and
really
then just
fun.
kind of jump around.
That's really fun to go camp, to park someplace and just watch these guys fly by and hit these obstacles. It's a good time. And then Shy just confirmed that the route's out. We'll have to download it.
Shy's coming, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Shy. We'll follow you.
He's trip security.
Yeah.
He has to come.
And so we'll figure out where to go. And the hammer, like at which one was it? Backdoor where they had the hot dog stand.
Yeah, the
Yes.
backdoor hot dogs.
Backdoor hot dogs.
Backdoor
that's
hot
right.
dogs.
That's, so hopefully we can get our hands on some backdoor hot dogs.
That is intentional,
For
right?
sure.
At this point,
Yeah.
yes.
Right.
And
It's like-
I'd be disappointed if it wasn't.
Someone's sitting around
Yeah.
there like, what can we feed at backdoor?
hot
Exactly.
Hot dogs.
It's like-
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Chocolate Thunder, they had like fudge dip bananas. Like, oh, come on, guys. That's a little over the top.
What kind of event is this?
We need to make shirts with the fudge dip banana for Chocolate Thunder. Like, that's hilarious.
You can only wear it at Hammers.
Yes.
Anywhere else, you can wear it anywhere else you want.
Get your hot
man.
dog at Backdoor. It's we'll so that's the plan, and then the plan is to come home Sunday. We are I forgot to mention Elam sent a message about having some
wood.
firewood.
Yeah.
He's got firewood.
We need some of his wood.
We need some of Elam's wood.
I think
Everybody should bring a bundle
yes,
or two.
everybody bring some wood because it's going to be
mean,
cold.
it will be. I think there's an impetus on us to make sure that we bring enough for 3 nights or whatever of campfires. But if you can bring some, do it. A bundle or two just means we party that much harder, and the fire gets that much crazier.
Yep. Moving on to the next segue alert. I did some truck shit today, guys.
Cool.
I found myself in Portland randomly last week, and swung by an Ironman 4x4 America store and left there with a couple 3-inch.
Coincidentally?
Yeah, just happened. Just one of on the way. I got 2 of the 3-inch pod, the multi-directional.
That's 6 inches total, just so you know.
Oh yeah, that's more than enough. More than you'll need. So 2 3-inch pods, and then.
What do you mean multi-directional pod? Like, are they side shooters?
Yeah, well they're like the ditch lights, but instead of just being flat, they have the 2 45-degree angles on either side.
Yeah, so they're side shooters.
Okay, those things.
That was my nickname in high school.
And then
there goes old side shooter.
I want to know the circumstances in which you got that nickname.
You had to be there.
I guess
Yeah.
so.
Hey, Jose, that's campfire talk that you have to
hear that story. And then I got.
I bet you he has a secret tattoo that nobody knows about that says side shooter, like
Yeah.
down the side of his thigh or something like that.
Yes.
It says side shooter.
So I got the ditch mount brackets, the ditch light brackets, and the lights, and the brackets showed up today. I ordered those from Cali Raised LED because they had them for the Ford. I ordered them on Thursday, and they were here today, super quick. And so I stopped everything I was doing to wire this up. I had I'm going to use the S Pod because that's the most notable name.
It's what you were doing, which was nothing because you're unemployed.
Like a super generic. I wonder if I can find it. A super generic switch relay box from Amazon that I bought in 2015 for the Tacoma, and I never used it. And it was hold on, let me see if I can find it. And I want to say it was like $90. I remember it not being. It's $107. It's called a Water Witch 6-gang switch panel electric relay system.
Put it on the screen.
Hold on, let me make sure there's nothing in my cart that I don't want anybody to see.
Hey, Case, do you guys work on Land Cruisers there?
Yes, we have a Alexis coming in and doing a bunch of work too.
Okay, that's off topic. So I'll put this up on the screen right now. So anyways, I bought this like in 2015. I never used it, and I thought, what the hell, I'm going to try it. So I went out to the garage. Before I wired anything up, I tested it to make sure it still worked. Mm-hmm. It did. So I mounted the ditch lights with the brackets. Super straightforward. The lights themselves come already with a plug and a whip. So I was telling Jose that probably maybe the second time in my life, instead of just doing crimping of the wires, I ran 16 gauge direct burial cable. So it's two 16 gauge wires with a nice rubber sheath around it. And I soldered and shrink wrapped all of the connections all the way back to the relay panel, to this relay board here, this piece here. The relay board is mounted to the battery and to ground, and then the switch plate, which is this little 6-button LED thing, and you can put these stickers on here for the different lights. That's mounted in the center console underneath the radio in the truck, and it works. Holy shit, it works. So I'm gonna do a blog post on it. I took some pictures. I hate to say that after doing, have you ever done the soldering of the wires, or do you just use crimp connectors?
I don't even use that. I just twist them and electrical tape.
Okay, so
I've done the when I put my
Jose.
yes,
yeah, when I put my ditch lights, I did use the crimp connectors and then taped them. But obviously, like if you can solder, I would go with. I don't have a little soldering gun, but soldering is the way to go.
I've always just done the crimp connectors. Never really had a problem. I don't know. I just was like, I'm gonna try it, and well, part of it was because I had to make the wiring harness to go from the passenger side to the driver's side, and then
was it a pain in the ass getting that through the firewall?
No,
the wire?
No. So there's there on the Ford, and we'll figure this out this weekend because we have to do your boss's lights or your old boss's lights.
Yeah.
On the Ford, underneath the steering wheel, there's
somebody got promoted.
Something like that,
I guess.
So then the wire loom that goes through, there's a good size rubber boot, and it's
Did Jose take your job? Wait, what?
It's got a rubber wall on one side and a rubber wall on the other side, and so I took a knife and I was able to poke straight through, and then I took a fish rod and shoved it up into the engine compartment and pulled the cable through.
Hand gestures are very
so it was actually that part was actually way easier than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, after doing the soldering, I was like, this is actually, I feel better about that. I mean,
you're doing it the right way.
Well, yeah, but I've used crimp connectors for 30 years. Well, yeah.
I think crimp connectors are fine as long as there's no tension, right, on that.
And you tape them really good. And they even have the crimp connectors that have the dielectric grease inside them already, so they're waterproof. And
they're pre-lubed.
Yeah, pre-lubed.
They have some that look like the butt slices, but it's actually solder inside of it. So you put the wires in, heat it up, and it actually solders and shrink wraps at the same time.
I've seen that. Those are cool. I did not have those. But after doing that with the solder, I'm like, oh, damn it. That's probably the way I have to do it from now on, because I just feel like...
Or just you do the old twist and tape.
No.
Jose uses wire nuts.
There is... Yeah.
I do.
No. Jose's fired.
I'm not an electrician, guys.
No. But...
and you won't be.
I won't be with that. Yes, with that work ethic.
So the pod light, the ditch lights they're functional. They're good. And then I had bought. I wonder if I can find those. I bought these lights off of Amazon. Again, they're like $50 for these. They're designed. They're chase lights. They're 2 chase light bars. But they're designed to stick on the inside of like your back window, suction cup onto your back window, and then plug into your 12-volt outlet, right? So I bought these guys here. And for that function, they would be great. However, putting them on the back window, the way the bracketry was, it would have put the brackets like right at Presley's head. Mm-hmm. And I'm not comfortable with that. So I scrapped that, and they come with this. What's that?
You said bracketry.
Bracketry. Yeah. So that's these.
I mean,
these,
I think it's valid.
Yeah. So it comes with this little plug here that goes into your 12-volt outlet with the switches. And then it's got a button for the mode selection. So I plugged it in. I selected the mode that I wanted, and then I cut the switch off and touched it to 12-volt power, and it worked. It worked on the right mode. Dunzo.
I'm sure you can splice in the switch, man.
I know, but I don't care. It's got a flash. Like, all right. I don't give it. It's got 21 flash patterns. I don't give a shit. I want it to flash. Like, that's, you know what I mean?
It's got flash mode, turn signal mode.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Depeche mode?
Depeche mode? Oh, dude.
Come on.
No more. What is that?
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. I'll allow it.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Jose. It's valid now.
Okay.
It holds up.
Well, apparently he's the only one that people like. So if he likes it, it's good.
I honestly, and I don't understand, dude. Usually people, I'm like the most hated one.
No,
Yeah.
no. You know that's wrong. So then I took those two and I mounted them on the back rail of the forward rail of the bed, so right below the lights on the outside, and I just got to wire them up tomorrow. So I expect to have fully functional chase lights and ditch lights for hammers this year.
You can see Instagram post tomorrow of a burnt Ranger in front of his
And you know what? It's just
update, lighting update, guys.
What a dick.
it has nothing to do with the work he did. It's
Spontaneous combustion.
external,
just like those external combustion
engine.
Yeah.
I'm doing the same thing. I have my ditch lights.
Yours are already done. You did yours last weekend, right?
A couple weeks ago, I did those, and then yesterday I bought some chase lights. I'm just gonna buy some brackets, like some Unistrut, the 2-hole brackets, paint them, and figure out how to mount them on the bed of my truck, and then do the same thing. Just I'll have to. I mean, they were like a cheap set. They're like $33.
You usually have to pay extra for the 2-hole.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't gotten the 2-hole yet, so I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm going to do. But I'm going to paint them black.
You can write a check for it. These ones you saw, those ones were $48, right? I don't expect those to be the final solution.
It's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run the wire from the switch box to the back so that when I do change them out with a more permanent solution, I'll have that done.
Exactly.
But
I think that was my mentality too. I want to come out, and we always talk about, and Casey, you're the at the forefront of turn your emergency lights on, or make sure that, because it does get
turn your lights on, flashers, something.
Yeah, let's get flashers, because it is hazardous. You definitely want to be able to see in front of you. It gets very dusty.
Especially
and anything that can help. Yeah, anything that can help identify like the vehicles in front of you. So I wanted to make sure I at least had that, because I'm going to be in front of all you guys probably most of the time, and I want to make sure you guys can see me, so you don't ruin my new bumper that I put on. Other than that, with lights, my bumper. I also did. I just wanted to kind of comment. I also did my brakes a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. That was kind of a shit show. We can get into it if you want to, but I did buy this.
Snap the lugs or something like that.
You know what?
On the wheel space or wheel adapters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the moral of the story, or the whole thing is, that impact gun that I bought has a lot of power to it. It's a lot more powerful. Really.
Tubuku, yeah.
Tubuku for me. And when I finished my brakes. Just really quick, I bought this kit off of Amazon, the Power Stop Kit or whatever. I don't know. It was like $240 for slotted and drilled discs with ceramic pads. And I thought, well, I'm pretty much going to pay almost that, as far as new discs or whatever from Kragen or AutoZone. And I thought I'd give these a shot. They work great. It is noticeably, the braking power is pretty impressive. So I kind of wanted to shout that out. But as far as when I went to throw, this was like, I was coming home on a Friday. I got home at 4, and I'm like, I got like an hour and a half of daylight to knock these brakes out. And so the first side, the driver's side, was the side I did first. Got everything done, because I have the wheel spacers or adapters, I put those on. And then I put the wheel on, and I did all my lug nuts by hand. Because, always start by hand before you do anything with power. But I thought that.
She says too.
So I took that impact, or I took the wrench and just and it bound, because the weight of the tire. I just thought, like, all right, I'll throw the nut on, and it'll just pin the tire back, and I'll put the rest on.
Yeah.
It actually, the weight of the tire bound the bound the lug on the stud and just stripped it like that.
Oh.
I'm like,
how many chuggas did you give it?
Yeah.
It was a few chuggas, but luckily the next day I was able to replace, pull the wheel spacers off, take a sledgehammer and knock them out. So it wasn't like catastrophic, because think about that. That's pretty bad. But either way, like new brakes, everything's. I'm really happy with the way the truck's braking right now. I got my lights and the bumper. I wish I had another 2 weeks or something so I could get some rock sliders done. But I'm super stoked for next week, and I can't wait for hammers. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
Yep. We are all excited. It's going to be a good time. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I think next week we will have a fairly large announcement on the show prior to going out to Hammers. So next Tuesday, for those of you that are astute and have been paying attention to the intros over the last few weeks, you might have figured it out. But we are constantly looking for ways to evolve this show and collaborate with new people and find opportunities that we think will bring not only better content but better access to the listeners. And so we're going to be announcing some stuff that has got us really, really excited for 2022, starting next week. So that's going to be a good time. Casey, let's go around the table. Before Hammers, is there anything you need to do to be ready for the trip?
Yeah, potentially build a bed rack and mount a rooftop tent.
Yeah, blow me.
And move my chase lights.
So do you think you're going to be able to get all that done?
Yeah. As long as it's a go, what my idea is, I can build it quickly. It won't be an issue.
Can you throw together some sliders for Matt while you're doing that?
I could.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Knock out some sliders.
Yeah, while you're there.
Yeah.
And then while you're knocking those out, come on down and install them for me.
Matt, what do you, other than those chase lights, anything you need to do?
No, I'm gonna, next week, and I'll put in those chase lights. I also got some like new gear, camping gear from over Christmas, some holiday gifts that I'm pretty stoked about. But other than that, no, I'm pretty excited. Again, it's like it's right around the corner. You know how it is. Like you always gotta. Everybody has their day-to-day, and you're like, oh man, life's a grind, right? And you just have that thing off in the distance. It's like, oh man, it's just 2 more months to Hammers. It's just it's just 6 more weeks to SEMA. It's just whatever. And so now we're in that Goldilocks zone where it's like, oh God, it's like right around the corner, and it starts taking away from, you start daydreaming about, and it's good and it's bad, right? Because you start getting excited about next week. This is what I do. This time next week, I'm going to be doing this, or I'm going to, we're going to be, watching races from that hilltop, or we're going to be doing this or doing that. What's that?
I said, oh, I can't wait.
Exactly. So that's like, I do that. Like I'm that type of person where I look forward to things. So I'm kind of in that zone now. Like, okay, we're right there. We're on the cusp of another great trip. So just those lights, and then I'm ready to go.
It's going to be a long ass 9 days.
Yeah, I've been doing Hammers is later this month. Hammers, and then like about 3 days ago, I went, oh shit, Hammers is 2 weeks from now. Mm-hmm. There's no way I'm going to get everything done. Mm-hmm. Jose, what do you have to do to your rig?
All right, let's see. There's quite a long list.
Change up the alternator.
I do have to change the alternator. I think the pulley went bad.
Maybe a new water pump.
No, the water pump's good. But so I have the alternator. I'll probably switch that out. I have to get it smogged because my registration's expired at the end of January.
Oh, you've got at least 30 days before anybody's going to give you a ticket.
They don't care out at the Hammers.
Yeah. So and then I got to mount 4 new tires on there.
Can you imagine getting a smog ticket like at Thunderdome? Like, holy shit, all this other shit that's going on. You're going to get a smog ticket, you MF?
Dude, I got rear-ended at fucking whatever it was, Anza Borrego, in the middle of the desert.
No, that was Mojave.
No. I got rear-ended in Mojave as well.
Wow.
At the lava tubes. Is that what you're talking about when you got that car bumped into you at the lava tubes?
No, that was Fawn's Point in Anza or Ocotillo.
You got rear-ended at Fonts Point?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. And they walked out and they were just like, whatever.
They're just like, all right.
They just shined them on.
Okay.
I think I remember Jose made like a gesture like, what the fuck? And they just, suck it. They didn't even flinch. And they just kept walking. Like, it wasn't like, ooh, let's get out of here. They just, hey, asshole, I just did that to you.
It's the desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do something about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So tires, smog, alternator. I have no lights, so I should probably get on that.
Too late.
I'm usually up bringing up the rear anyways, so
there's a handful of other install things we need to do with other people's vehicles, and I'm trying to figure out when to get all that stuff done. So I was telling Matt, because you were talking about doing your lights. Maybe we'll have an install party at the house Saturday morning, Sunday morning, something.
But Casey, that's why I was asking if you guys work on Land Cruisers, because I might be sick one of the days next week, and
bring it up, man.
I might have to work on the truck.
Bring it up.
So
I'll go with you. I got nothing
we got some new tire machines.
Oh, really?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. I might be sick next week.
New tire machine and a new balancer.
In the chat room, so
she's not my boss.
That's true.
I'm kind of liking this that whole layers of boss things is gone now, so that shit can happen. I think from a trip perspective, I got to put together the plan, the itinerary, and email that out just so everybody has it. I think I'm if I get these lights done tomorrow, that's all I'm going to do the truck. I need to get all the radios charged, my camping gear all put together. That's going to come down to whether or not the girls are coming. If the girls aren't coming, I'm sleeping in the Iron Man swag tent. That was golden last time. The only thing I'm going to do different
for 3 nights.
Yep.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm going to do different is, and I saw this at the Portland store, is they had one of the, oh dude, they got this cot I want so bad. Anyways, they had the cot laid down and then the swag on top.
Swag on top.
That's the way to go. So I'm going to take, if it's just me, I'm going to take one cot and the swag tent. I'll be golden for 3 days. No problem.
That's the move right there.
If the girls are coming, then I'll take the big tent and put the cots inside.
The big tent and the 48-inch mattress.
No, I bought 3 cots, so I don't have to bring the air mattress anymore. So it's just the cots. But
it's a smaller tent and a bigger air mattress.
And a bigger air mattress.
But with that Gazelle tent,
you actually put the tent in the air mattress.
But it's the same result.
The air mattress is the tent.
If you just slept on the air mattress and put a tarp over you as a blanket, isn't that kind of like a tent?
It's about the same. Yeah. But the Gazelle with the 3 cots in it, it's the same result. You still have no room to move. They literally go wall to wall. It's the same shit. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna start putting stuff together. I've made contact with several companies that are interested in participating with swag and raffles, and I'm trying to get that finalized before the end of before we actually take off. We have one big raffle item from Iron Man to give away. Working on a couple other things. So right now it's all behind the scenes stuff. But I'm excited. I feel like it's going to be a good trip. I think there's going to be a lot of people out there that we have that we know, that we hang out with, that we do stuff with.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I'm excited about getting out there.
So this has the best makings now, right? We've done a few things and a number of trips, and I think this is a combination of the best of all the above, right? We're going to set up camp and then be able to roam free and explore. And, again, think about that. You can take whatever you need on these little day trips or side trips that we're going to do, and then have a home base that you can keep the things that you don't need to drag with you or batten down or whatever. And then, there's racing the whole time. It's really, that's what I'm saying. Like, and I know, Jose, you missed Parker, but man, Parker was a complete blast, and yeah, it was truly epic. And I think this has the makings of now. If we can only get a Walmart in Landers or whatever down the street, that would be ideal. But Hammertown, Hammertown is kind of like. It is kind of like a makeshift Walmart or whatever you want to call it, but it's not like it's not the Walmart. It's like a war zone / Walmart. Yeah. But this is going to be. I feel really good about this being an epic trip.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I think that there were some things we could have done better with the registration. I mean, there's always things like we've done this enough times to where every time is a little bit better. I think there's some things that we could do better. I think that I wish that we had reached out to vendors earlier, and that's on me. And I think fortunately we've got good relationships with people, and they're willing to kick in.
Yeah.
And I think that we'll be able to provide some good swag and good raffles. I'm waiting for confirmation on another big raffle possibility, a la Mojave Trail.
Oh, okay.
So that's in the works. I have to get some confirmation from that. But
I'm sorry. I feel this delay because I'm not in studio, but we had discussed on the phone earlier, Code. We set a high bar as far as swag and giveaways on the Mojave. Mm-hmm. That was like, I don't want to say it was unprecedented, but that everybody came away with something really.
Yeah. We gave away a set of tires, tools, discounts on sliders. I mean, we
thousands.
Yeah, that was fantastic. And that was a lot more prep than what I've put into this one. So it's probably not going to be as good. So set the bar low. But I think that going forward with some of the new partnerships we're developing and new work environments that we're going forward with other trips, that we're going to have some opportunities to do stuff.
I'm just a little concerned because if we start getting negative emails from Mark and Shy and Adam, after this trip, that's going to hurt my feelings a little bit. If those guys start talking,
because those guys all know that if we're screwing, well, not only that, but if we're screwing the pooch, they're going to come up. Shy's going to come over and put his arm around you and say, "Matt, I need to tell you something.
Yeah,
you need to step up your game because you suck and you're dragging the team down."
He's like, "You're shooting the bed. You're shooting the bed right now. I need you to step your game up."
Jose's doing good, but you not so much.
Yeah, you
sounds like you've already heard a number of my conversations. It's kind of how it goes.
It's going to be like, what are we going to do about Cody? We got to knock him down a peg. I don't know what's going on over here.
Matt, can you try?
Yeah,
like just a little bit, and that would be great.
So yeah, we're going to. I'm hoping by Monday, I have a good feel for what our raffles and swag and stuff is going to look like, and then we'll go from there. Because Tuesday I got to put it all together. So that's about it. I don't have anything else. I think over the next 2 weeks we got a lot of stuff going on with hammers, and it's going to be a good time. I am looking forward to seeing everybody out there in the desert. That's for sure. I'm going to, like I said, if you're registered for hammers, I will be sending out an email over the next couple of days with coordinates and the plan and the contact info and all that stuff like I've done in the past. And then if there's anything you guys need for that trip between now and then, let us know. Hit us up in email or chat or something so that we can accommodate it. But right now we have, I want to say, about 25 people registered. And speaking of which,
25
total people.
Oh, okay.
Because there's passengers and stuff like that. And one of the vendors that is going to contribute swag just asked, so I just responded. So that's our plan right now. We had a dropout, and we're sorry to see that happen. Hopefully he's able to.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. You know who you are. But it's for good reason, and we hope he's okay. Everything goes well. So
that's right. You know what?
I take it. We're gonna give him shit. We're gonna give him shit anyways, and we're gonna make fun of him for not being there. He knows it.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yeah, we're all nothing's changing. Okay. Anything? He just okay. He just outed himself in the chat room. Okay. Well, anything else, guys? Anything else before we end this and roll out? Thank you guys. Thanks to AKORT for coming on and telling their story. And if you guys want to do some San Diego wheeling, go hit them up. Anything else?
Or go with Rob. Apparently, Rob's ready to start leading trails and stuff.
Rob's Jeep is broken. Rob broke the axle of his JK. He's not leading shit.
Doesn't he have an international or something like that? He has
a Grand Cherokee
Chief.
Yeah.
But I don't think he takes that out wheeling.
Go drip some oil across the southern.
Hold on. Perry says, I just became a patron and I expected at least my initials monogrammed in the base of Cody's pedestal. I will get
it's
to
big enough. So.
I will get to getting to that. And Perry, I didn't realize I didn't check the Patreon before the show. So Perry G is now one of our patrons. Thank you so much, Perry.
Thank you.
That is awesome. I appreciate that.
Wait, is he a Patreon post the comment from 1 Inch Commander or whatever that guy's name was?
1 Inch Commander.
Whatever that guy's, I don't remember.
You're totally confusing him with Casey's nickname in high school.
I think 1 Inch Commander is playing Coachella this year.
I thought Casey was the one-hander commander.
Yeah.
No, he's the 9-finger commander. Yes, that was post. Yeah. So that was
for lieutenant.
Thank you, Perry. We appreciate that. The Patreon stuff. I will send out your link to your discount code for the Trail Chaser shop. And then discount codes with all the vendors that we've been talking about are coming soon. We wanted to give it a couple weeks, a couple months to ramp up for that. So those will be coming as soon as probably after Hammers, beginning in February. We'll put those together. And anything else that you guys need or hear or think, and if anybody else wants to pile on about my pedestal and my shitty attitude, feel free to leave us comments, voicemails at 951-394-DIRT.
Sure.
Every week, dude, they're just they're taking my lead pretty much,
951-394-3478.
Yep. And you can email us on the website and all that stuff.
Or listen back to the old episodes and use that number too. I mean,
one of those numbers.
It's like who knows who that number belongs to and the messages they've gotten over the years.
We should call it live on the show one night.
That's funny.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us in the chat room. Appreciate it. We are looking forward to seeing you guys soon. We'll talk to you next week.
Good night.